Hey, what's up? Steve here, and today we're going to learn how to set up a mask file. A mask file is used to print some special effects on your printed product, such as spot UV, raised spot UV, inline foil, stamped foil, raised foil, or white ink. It's super easy, so let's just dive right in. Today we're going to be using Photoshop, although you can also use Illustrator for this. It's a very similar process. The main thing to remember about a spot UV or any mask file is that the file needs to be in black and white. And whatever is in black is going to be printed using that special effect. Whatever is white is not. So right here we have a blue and white business card, and we are going to choose the logo to be the mask and the dots in the background to be the mask. Everything else is not going to be shiny, is not going to be applied to spot UV. So that means that the logo needs to be black and the dots need to be black. So right here we have two layers, the front and the back. We also use the template just to make sure that we have our bleeds in check. So what I'm going to do is create a copy of the front folder. This is all completely layered, and I'm going to rename it Front Spot UV. I'm going to hide everything else just to focus on this folder right here. And here are all of our layers. So the logo here, I'm going to double click on this layer and click on Color Overlay. And like I said, the important thing to note is that this color needs to be black. But it can't just be the regular black that we're used to using all the way over here. It needs to be 100% CMYK black. So just go to the cyan section over here and put 0, magenta 0, yellow 0, and black 100%. Click OK, click OK. And then I'm going to go right click and copy the layer style. And we're going to copy that style to the dots. So go to the dots over here, right click, paste layer style. And everything else needs to be white. So I'm going to go ahead and hide all of these layers. And just to double check, what I like to do, or not to double check, but to create, I like to create another layer. I'll make sure I have the paint bucket tool and white selected and just click on here. And this right here is the spot UV mask. So let's go ahead and set that up for the back now. This is how the back looks like. And for this particular side, what we're going to do is the logo. Oops. We're going to do the logo and the dark angle or the dark swoosh that we have here. And if we want to get fancy, yeah, let's go ahead and do all of the letters and even the icons over here. So let's go ahead and copy our back layer. I'm going to hide this one. I'm going to go to back spot UV. And since I already have the layer style copied, I'm just going to go to the logo, right click, paste layer style. You notice it went from blue to black. The icons I have all in a folder, and the whole circle I want it to be spot UV. So that's super easy. Just right click, paste layer style. And notice it covers the white parts, but that's because the whole circle is going to be a spot UV mask. And let's right click here, paste layer style for the text. And then also for this text, paste layer style. And we have the text layer too. And for the side swooshes, the right, we just want the navy blue one. We want that to be the mask and not the baby blue one. So I'm going to right click, paste layer style for that one. And then for the left one, also the navy one, paste layer style. But like I said before, we need to make sure that everything is black and white. So I'm going to hide the baby blue layer on both the left and right side. And the line I'm also going to hide as well, the divider. And here is your mask right here. Now, one thing I want to know, I'm going to go back to the front spot UV. Notice that there are some tiny dots located around over here and over here. A spot UV mask will be able to handle such tiny dots, but if you go for a raised spot UV or a raised foil, that may cause issues. So I would try and avoid doing any sort of mask setup for anything that's super tiny. The printer may not catch those details, and if it's super important to you, then I would just avoid doing it altogether. So now we're ready to go ahead and send to print. So what we got to do is just output everything into the correct format. So I like to do Command Shift S to do a save as. And right here in our business card folder, I'm going to name another folder called JPEG. I'm going to change the format to JPEG. Rename this one front business card front underscore spot UV. Make sure that we're at maximum quality. I'm gonna do a save as for this one. Also make it a JPEG. Throw it in the JPEG folder. Click here, business card front, max quality. Do the same for here for the back spot UV. JPEG. And then we're gonna do underscore back spot UV. And finally for the back over here, save this JPEG. We're just gonna name this one underscore back. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hide Photoshop and just check on these folders, right? I mean these files right here. We got our front spot UV. And you see how when we go from one to the other, everything is exactly in the same place. And that's because we made those copies of the exact layers that we were using. So there shouldn't be any discrepancies. And the same thing with the back. We have the back colored and the spot. And you see that everything that is in black is going to be that particular mask setup file. And what we can do is go to Primoprint and go to, let's see, business cards. Let's go to, we could do this as an inline foil if we really wanted to, because we created a mask file. It could be any of these special effects that we choose. But let's keep it simple for now. Let's do silk business cards. And let's go ahead and do the standard 2 by 3.5. Let's do no foil, sides print both sides, spot UV front and back both sides. The shape, we're gonna go for a standard shape. Rounded corners, not this time. Lamination, we're gonna do silk lamination. Artwork, I will upload myself. And then we have, we'll just do the minimum right now and then proceed to shipping. So right here, we're going to do job name, turn around 2 to 4 business cards. Right here, we'll just ship it to myself for now, since this is a sample. And we'll do blind shipping to ourselves. Let's see what happens. And then UPS ground, and then hit next. And then here's where you start to upload the actual files. And notice we have a section for front, back, front spot UV, back spot UV. It's super simple because we have our layers organized, our files organized. We go to business card front, just click and drag it there. Then we go to the back, click and drag to the back. Now the front spot UV, click and drag that there. And then back spot UV, click and drag here. As it loads up, I like to wait for it to all load up. And then what we will be able to do is view the front, view the back, view the guides, and show the mask as well. And that is super important just to double, triple check everything. So here's the front, here's the back. Let's turn on the guides. And notice we don't have anything, being too close to the edge. We have this part right here, but that's intentional, and it's in the safety zone anyways, the green line. So we're good. And then show spot UV mask. So you see that it shows on the front the logo and the dots, and on the back over here it shows all the other elements that we created for the mask setup file. This looks good to go, so I'm going to go ahead and approve, and approve, and then save and continue, and then this is where you'll be able to go ahead and send to print and go to checkout. That's pretty much it. It's super easy. It's just a matter of creating an extra 2 files for your product. If you're printing 2 sides, of course, has to be black and white. Make sure that the black is 100% CMYK black, so 000 100% black. And that is it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, always hit up the chat, and then we will see you next time. Take care.